workshop. So today we're going to show how we created this leaf sprung rear end for the Vatera Ascender using a leaf spring kit from Extra Speed. We're also going to get into a little bit of something that is outside of my wheelhouse for the most part, and that is weathering. So I got this kit, and I'm probably going to have to get a lot more, but I think it's a pretty good starter kit to do some rust stain and streaking. And I'm going to start with rusting up these wheels. I figured I'd get into it, and who knows, I may love it. It may be a totally open up totally new avenue for the hobby. So let's give it a try. So it actually worked out pretty easily getting these rear leaf springs placed onto this Vatera. A lot of it had to do with the fact that I used the straight chassis rails in the back. I didn't have to deal with the arch going over the axle or anything like that. The front, I literally just bolted the carrier straight in, and I did the same for the rear. Now, eventually I want to get a shouldered bolt back here, and it's not 100% necessary, but I think it will help out and just be good for long term. So in the bottom, I simply drilled a hole through this little flange that's in between the shock and link mount. And it's a pretty thick, sturdy piece of the plastic molded into the axle. And I bolted straight through and just used a nylock nut on the other side to hold it in place. and that gives me the ride height that I'm looking for. Everything sits level. I think the look in the back is good. I mean, be able to see everything, and plenty of travel, plenty enough for what I'm going for. I think it's going to work really well, and I think it turned out pretty much better than I expected. Alright, so I was able to get the rust and weathering done to the wheels. I mean, for my first time ever doing it, and not really my thing, I think it turned out okay. I just went with a green, light green camouflage paint for the base, and used this rust stain and streaking kit from Vallejo. It actually works pretty well. It's just all paints, but I think it did a pretty good job. I also was able to get the leaf springs added into the rails that I created, and those actually flex pretty nicely, and I think that the right height is just perfect, what I'm looking for, and it's going to work pretty nicely. I still got to go back and do some fixing in the rear to get some braces and such and so forth, but not bad for just the two rails coming back. It's actually still pretty stiff. So making good progress and looking forward to getting on to the next part of this build. So until then, we'll see you on the rocks.